Hello and welcome back to another video from that other retro guy. And I thought, you know what, it's been a long time since I've done one of these, so I'm going to do a pickups video. Only a small selection of stuff, as I've been trying to slow down on the buying of films and that, or upgrading from DVD or VHS, you know. So I thought, I'll just do like a small video. So first off, I'm going to start with the games, and it's the only cassette game on the video, and it is the Tenjin conversion of Badlands, the Atari arcade game, and it's set in the future, like a post-apocalyptic future, and motor racing has basically become a battle sport. The cars that you drive have got weapons. You basically go around. It's a bit like Super Sprint, pretty much. If you remember Super Sprint in the arcades from I think about '86, it's pretty much the same thing, but your cars have got weapons. It's a great game. Really, it's a great game. And I had the Hit Squad version of this, but I got rid of it, and I kept thinking to myself, "Oh, I wish I never." So every time I was trying to look for a copy of this, I was like, it was like 15, 20 quid, 25 quid. And I'm like, I'm not spending that for a cassette. So this came up on Facebook on Friday. I think it was either Friday or Saturday. And it was £8.50 including postage. So I was like, yes, I'm having that. And it is complete with the instructions as well, which I am super happy with. And yeah, as I say, Badlands is a fantastic game, and one that I do need to get for the Commodore Amiga as well. That's pretty much it. Fantastic game, and I can't wait to play the Spectrum version again. Glad to have that back in the game collection. Now the next one is one that I pre-ordered a long time ago. Originally it was meant to have been released in 1990, but for some reason or other it got cancelled, just completely canned. And it's a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up from Jalico, and it is P47-2 MD, and all this is pretty much the Mega Drive version of P47 the Phantom Fighter, which was released on the Amiga, Atari ST, I think it was the PC Engine as well, Spectrum, Commodore 64, Amstrad, and it was released as P47 Thunderbolt, and it was published by Firebird. And I thought that the Spectrum version was really good. And again, it's a version that goes for a hell of a lot of money. This was a limited release in conjunction with Retrobit and also a limited run. And the best thing is that you get this artwork on the inside, and you also, it's a lovely bit of embossing there and there. Nice bit of high gloss, and you get a bit of embossing there as well with the high gloss. But you also get this alternate artwork, which reminds me of the Beastie Boys album cover. I can never remember the name of the album. But yeah, I switched it to that because I thought that's actually pretty funny. Nice little homage, And on the inside, obviously, I was meant to have kept it in the cellophane, but I ripped it, so I basically cut the back off with all the bits and pieces so that can stay. And basically, you've got, on the back of the cartridge, you've got the bomber that you have to fight against. You've got your plane etched on the circuit board, and then you've got the name with like the outline all done in silver. And it's like a really nice smoky cartridge. And then you also get, obviously, your instruction manual in English and Japanese, and you also get the soundtrack CD. Now the CD is actually in this. This isn't the CD. I was going to say try and put that in your CD player. It's not going to work. But yeah, the CD is actually in there. It's like an 8mm CD. So it's slightly bigger than a GameCube disc. And there's 12 tracks on here. So I'm not going to open this. I'm going to keep it as it is. So it's like a nice little memento kind of thing, you know. And I actually played the game on Saturday when it came through last week. I think it was last Thursday, and I was going to do a separate video on it. In fact, I did, but I wasn't happy with the content, so I just thought, sod it. I'll just do it in with the pickups video. But I actually played it, and it is a hell of a lot of fun. It really is. I got to the last boss, and it's literally the difficulty is steady going up. You know, as soon as you get to that last boss, though, that's it. You're literally screwed. But it's a fantastic game. Plays really well, sounds really good as well. Like the music and the bullet impacts. It's just a shame that there's no bullet firing sound effects or sound effects from the engines throughout the game. There's a little bit on the title screen when the planes are flying through, and then you get the Freedom Pilot, whatever name it's called. But that's about it. But still, I don't let that detract from the fact that this is a great game and it was well worth waiting for. And this is limited edition number 1179 of 3775. Also got another nice little bit of spot gloss in there as well. And you know what? I'm going to get a protector for this to try and keep this all looking lovely. Because that's a centerpiece, definitely. Now, sticking with the Mega Drive. This is one that I've been trying to get hold of for a while. I did have it years ago. And like a melon, I sold it. So I was happy to get it back for just under 20 quid. And I thought, you know what, I might as well get this, because there's no way I'm going to get one of the games on here, because it's like 50, 60 quid apparently for like the fully boxed version. So I thought, well, sod it. I'll just get this. It'll do me. And it is the Sonic compilation. You get Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, and also Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is like a puzzle game, a bit like Puyo Puyo, I think. And you have to get 4 in a block or in a line of like the same colour beans to make them disappear or something. I was never any good at it. Did have fun with it, but I was completely and utterly shite with it. But obviously, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, self-explanatory, fast games, brilliant games. Second one, my favourite. And there's the cartridge. And you know what? There's only a little bit of dirt on the cartridge, but the cartridge still looks in very good condition. The instruction manual is quite thick, obviously, for all 3 games. The actual manual isn't in the best of conditions, but I'm happy with how, like, you know, with it. You know, a little bit of damage, but you know what? It just means that someone's loved it. You know, I mean, yeah, I could try and go for a really mint condition copy, but that means that someone's bought it, just kept it, not played it, and they're like, yeah, that looks great on my shelf. I'd rather have it a little bit worn. I mean, yeah, having the case looking lovely condition, but the inside a little bit worn, I don't mind that, because then, that, as I say, it shows to me that they played the game and they loved it. You know. But I'm glad I've got this, even if it's just for Mean Bean Machine. As I say, there's no way I'm paying about 50, 60 quid for that game on its own. 20 quid, that game plus 2 Sonic games, no brainer. Now, the last Mega Drive game is a boxing game. And I must admit, I am quite partial to a good boxing game. I mean, I love Muhammad Ali's boxing on the Game Boy. I do quite like Final Blow. I like World Championship Boxing Manager on the Commodore Amiga from Goliath Games. So I used to get quite far on it. But I always, my boxer always used to get his head weaved into the canvas after about the fourth or fifth fight. And he'd just get completely and utterly annihilated. And I'll be like, okay, fair enough, I'll start again. But I do like the old boxing games where you take control of your boxer and, do the old, I don't know what the hell that is, is I'm running, I've got Evander Holyfield's boxing, which is a really good game as well. But I had to go for this one because I don't actually remember playing it. And this was 15 quid complete. And everyone else was wanting 25, 35 quid for it. Or 15 quid with no manual. This has got the instruction manual with it. And it's George Foreman's KO boxing or knockout boxing from Acclaim/Flying Edge. And yeah, I like the fact that it's still got the original price sticker of $39.99 up there. That's going to stay on there. As I've said before, I like little things like this because they're like a little time capsule, for times like back in the day, And as I say, there's the cartridge. A lovely cartridge there. And here's the instruction manual. Again, a little bit worn, but, that means that it's been loved. And the funniest thing is that not only have I got that, and I've also got the standard Acclaim epilepsy warning sheet, I've also got this. It's not for this game. It's for a game I do have, but it's not for this game. It's for Pele by Accolade. Yeah. So, a nice little bonus, I suppose. But yeah, I used to like, just mentioning quickly about Pele on the Mega Drive. I actually used to like it when I was a kid. My brother bought it. I think it was the same time I bought Cool Spot. And I loved it. But playing it now, I'm like, this is absolute gash. So as I say, it is nice to have that in there, but I don't actually remember playing this. Or I'm fairly certain I have not played this. But as I say, I do love a boxing game, so I think that's definitely going to be a future video review for certain. Now, moving on to the Sega Saturn, I've got two games. These are pretty heavy hitters. A bit more than what I wanted to pay, but, it's the only way I can get them. Now, the first one's actually a replacement for a bit of a boo-boo that I made. I forgot to take the disc out when I repaired the box. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. So, I had to get another copy. But I'm glad I did, because this is a game I have played, not a lot. And I thought it was pretty good. So I can't wait to play it again. And it is Skeleton Warriors. And again, lovely little time capsules for when Game actually sold games and not Barbie, Transformers, Lego, knockoff shit, that kind of thing. Or you go in there and it's like, right, I'll buy Gears of... Why is there a lamp in here? I mean, come on. It's called Game for a reason. Stop selling retro games in there or something. Keep it as a proper game store, not... Anyway, so yeah, Skeleton Warriors. Now, this actually comes complete. You've got the instruction manual, which actually does look in pretty mint condition. And then you've got the disc, which has only got a few light marks. And for that, I couldn't be happier. Because as we all know, with Sega Saturn games, the discs can be literally like someone's used them as frisbee for their dog. But yeah, I'm really happy overall with the condition of this. I mean, as I say, especially with these little time capsules here, you know. And, you know, I can't wait to get that stuck into my my Sega Saturn. And the last one, oh boy, I know this gets a hell of a lot of hate. I did actually download a version of this and play it, and while I can actually see people's grievances with it, and I do have to agree to some respect that it is pretty bad, and I don't mean just pretty bad. It's shocking, really shocking. But I must admit, I did enjoy it. So that either means one of two things: either I'm a glutton for punishment, or I'm a secret sadist, or both. But it is The Crow, City of Angels from Acclaim, and a company called Content, Bad Bird Productions. Fuck knows. But yeah, this is like a 3D fighting game. You know, if you think of Fighting Force, it's pretty much that. You know, but you're playing as the Crow. You know, I mean, as I say, it isn't a good game. It's utter gusset. But for some reason, I found myself enjoying it, and that's the thing. It could look like a dog's dinner. It could sound like someone farting into a trombone. You know, going, you know, and it could play awfully. But if you still enjoy it, then, you know, it's not a complete failure. I mean, as I say, I did get some enjoyment out of this, I must admit. Just going around kicking people in the face. It's brilliant. You know, and again, this is complete with the manual, and you even get an advertisement on the back for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Iron and Blood, Warriors of Ravenloft. That is a mouthful. Which did come out on the PlayStation, but I don't think came out on the Saturn. In fact, no, I don't think it did come out on the Saturn. I do have the PlayStation version. That came through a few days ago as well, and I forgot to bring it up, so balls to it. But I did pick it up, and it's complete and lovely. But yeah, this is literally complete manual. Looks like slight thing at the corner there, but some slight creases there where it's been flicked through. And then the disc, there is marks on it, but you know, if it works, it works. I'm not too fussed. But yeah, that's The Crow, City of Angels, and again, one I'm gonna do a video on. God help me. God help me indeed. So yeah, so that's all the games out of the way. Now I'm going to move on to the movies and one TV show, and it's a TV show that I had to get. I used to love it as a kid when it was on Cartoon Network, and I watched a few episodes over the weekend, and I found myself crying with laughter still, even after all this time. What, 32 years, I think. Sorry, 1999, so I would have been 17. You know, yes. Yeah, 17, but it doesn't really matter, you know. I thought it was just hilarious, and I still do now, and it's the complete series of Ed, and Eddie. Now, this I actually got for 14 quid off of eBay from a guy in Ireland, I think it was. And I thought, oh yeah, the copy that's going to come through for that cheap, it's going to be a knockoff. It's going to be absolutely shockingly poor. But no, this is the original set. This is a proper set, as if you buy it from a shop. with the slip as well, and so it was very, very reasonably priced. And this is the only thing I don't like though. This is the box set. It's one of these dodgy ones where you can take the middle out. Bastard. But still, it doesn't matter because I have the complete set. And you also, you get an episode guide. Well, not a complete episode guide, but it tells you what episodes are on the disc and what special features are on what disc and that. So, yeah. I thought for 14 quid, why not? And as I say, it's been great fun to revisit it. It really, really is. Just had a complete laugh, especially at Ed. He absolutely cracks me up. He's just, for me, he's the funniest one out of all three because he's just so stupid that he's just hilarious. You know, he makes this show what it is. You know, and I can't wait to revisit it yet again. It's great stuff. Now, that's the only DVD. So moving on to the Blu-rays. And the first one actually been recommended a few times. It is a... is it Korean? Yes, it's a Korean horror movie. And it is called Gunjam Haunted Asylum. And it's basically the crew of a horror web series travels to a legendary abandoned asylum for a live broadcast. Things take an unexpected turn when they begin to experience more than they imagined. So, yeah. I do love a good horror film. As I say, this has been recommended so many times, and now the second site sale is on. This was only a tenner instead of about 18 quid. So I was like, yep, I'm going to take a punt on it. There's the Blu-ray. There's nothing on the inside. So, yeah, I'm going to be watching this at some point. You know. So, and it's on for 95 minutes. So, it's either going to be really bad, really good, or it's going to be so good I shit myself. It's a Korean horror film, so it's probably going to be I shit myself. We'll soon find out. So the next one is actually one of two that I bought off of Rarewares. Rare Waves. And I do find that they do have the odd occasional bargain. And this was the first of two. When I went on to eBay, people were selling this version for, I think it was about 18 quid. 18, actually no, it was 20 quid. And then you had the Spanish version, which was about 18 quid, but I think it might have been like a bootleg, like on a Blu-ray R or something. And then you had the, I want to say the Shout Factory version. It's either Shout Factory or Kino Lorber, sorry. And that goes for like 50, 60 quid. So I was like, no way. I found this, £13.50. This is a great film. Watched it for the first time, I think it was last year or the year before. And this was on Laserdisc. And I've been wanting to watch it for years since I was a kid. Released in 1986 by, I think it's ABC Motion Pictures. And it stars Kate Capshaw, Tate Donovan, Joaquin Phoenix, and Kelly Preston, and also Lee Thompson from Back to the Future, and it is Space Camp. Now, this is the Italian release from Oblivion Film. Yeah, Oblivion Film. Never heard of the company before, so I thought for 13 quid I'll take a punt on it. You know, I don't know if there's any special features on here, but I do love the fact that they've used this artwork. I would have preferred the UK artwork, which is them superimposed as though they're standing beside a shuttle taking off. You know, that's the one I remember from my childhood on the VHS. You know, but you know, if they're using the original US artwork, which they are, you know, I ain't gonna complain. But yeah, it's the same on the disc as well. And then you've also got on the inside, it's a picture of Lee Thompson, Tate Donovan, and Kate. I think Kate Capshaw in the middle. So yeah, I can't wait to watch this one again. I've been trying to get this on Blu-ray for so long. And I think there was a DVD on eBay, and it was like a tenner. So I thought for £3 extra, I'll just get the Blu-ray. And I'm glad I did. Is there any special features on it? I don't know. But as soon as I stick it in, I guess I'll find out. So yeah, that's Space Camp, an absolute classic. Now the next one it's a horror film that I remember. I'm certain we watched it on Sky Movies at one time, and I do remember that there was this astronaut, and he had all his guts hanging out and that, and he was like possessed or something or other, and basically to take over another person, he basically got their head and shoved it in his guts. That's what I remember. And I was like, what's the name of that film? And something happened. I can't remember what it was, but I think I saw a clip for this film. And as soon as I put it on and that scene come up, I was like, I need to find that film. Luckily, I found it on YouTube. So I watched it and I was like, it's not as good as I remember, but it was all right. So I watched it again about another 6 months later. I'm going back a few years. And I was actually like, I like it a lot more. So I've been trying to hunt down a copy. Unearthed Films did release a version a few years ago, but it's always like 20, 25 quid, and you don't even get the slip with it. This, again, was $13.50 off of Rarewaves. Sorry, Rarewaves. I keep saying that, I don't know why. Rarewaves. It's the German release. It doesn't come with a slip, because it doesn't have one, but you do get special features on it, which is a bonus, and it is The Dark Side of the Moon. I'm not too hot with this artwork. I really ain't. But then when you open up with the disc, you get the alternate one where that face is replaced with the skull. But yeah, it's basically, it's this mission. I think it was set about the year 2000 or something, or 2005, or some year or something. And they basically, they find this signal on the far side of the moon. So they go and investigate, and they find this space shuttle from the 80s just floating there. And when they go on board, that's basically when the shit hits the fan. And you've also got Joe Turkel from Blade Runner and The Shining in this. And you've got Robert Sampson, who was in Robot Jocks as well. And you've also got John Deal from the Stargate film, and also Miami Vice. And yeah, this is on for... It doesn't even say how long it's on for. But it's about 90 minutes. And you know what? I thought I need to get this on Blu-ray. And, this Italian release... Sorry, this German release will do me well. If it comes out on 4K, I'm not that fussed. I mean, I don't even think it's going to look better than Blu-ray at all. I mean, this is the other side. The flip side has basically got the massive German 12 square right there. So is it 12 or is it 16? It might even be 18. 16. Sorry. But this was rated 18 over here when it was on VHS. And I do remember that it was basically, I think it was the moon there, you had a demon pair of eyes there, and it basically had the dark side of the moon up there. So I wouldn't mind trying to get that sleeve for this. But you know what? I can't wait to see this again. See if it's as good as I remember or as bad as I remember. So we'll find out. And the last Blu-ray is still sealed. Now, I don't often go for documentary Blu-rays or DVDs, but I remember watching this on Netflix when I had Netflix ages ago. And whenever I stuck it on, I find myself just drifting off to it, mainly because David Attenborough's voice is just so soothing. I find his voice soothing, and also the subject matter. I just love the subject matter, and it is Frozen Planet, still sealed for £1, and it even has the slip. And again, it's very reasonably priced. So yeah, you've got all 6 episodes. You've got To the Ends of the Earth, Spring, Summer, Autumn, Winter, and The Last Frontier. Now, I do remember getting up to, when I was actually, one of the rare times I actually sat through it and watched it all, I got up to the 4th episode, and they were saying about the Alaskan wilds and like the coyotes and stuff like that. I just love stuff like that, you know. And I love all about the like Antarctica and stuff. So I can't wait to dive into this again. It's been ages since I watched it. I just hope I don't fall asleep watching it. So now we're going to move on to the 4Ks. There's only 4. One steelbook, and you know. But this first one, excuse me, this first one, I thought, you know what, I'll get this because I've been aching to see this for ages, and for some reason the Eureka Blu-ray is, people are selling it for like 25-30 quid. So when I saw that, I thought, well, you know what, I'm not going to spend 30 quid on a bloody DVD when I can get the 4K for the same price. And I did. Used Cars starring Kurt Russell, Garrett Graham, Jack Warden and Frank McRae, and Deborah Harmon. Now, you know what? This is one that I keep missing out on. I have not seen this, but I'm a huge fan of Kurt Russell. So I have wanted to see this because I do love a good comedy film. And basically, having a comedy film about 2 used car salesmen fighting against each other, it's got to be a winner, you know. So I can't wait to get into this. It's 2 hours long, and you've actually got outtakes, an interview, audio commentary, and more, apparently. Probably subtitles, or, you know. But this is what I... Just quickly, before I go on to the others, what I can't stand is when they list in the special features that it's been remastered from the camera negative. Special features, new 4K UHD and Blu-ray remastered from the original camera negative. That's not a special feature. It should be fucking standard. Why? What? Just fucking why? You know? I mean, when you look at, say, this next one, which I'll go into in a minute, but yeah, 2 discs, nothing on the other side. Can't wait to watch it. Right, next one's War of the Worlds. This one doesn't actually say that the 4K restoration is a special feature, which is how it should be. Why on those ones do they have to do it as though it's like a special feature, as though it's like, oh, we're doing it for you? No, you're doing it to sell a fucking disc. Don't put it as a special feature, like you don't put subtitles as a special feature. I'm not going to use them. Someone else will, but I won't. So it's not really a special feature. It's something that should be standard. Stop it. But yeah, I thought, you know what, I'll pick this up again because it's been years since I watched this. I watched it Saturday, and I must admit, I did actually have fun with it. You know, when I used to hate Dakota Fanning's character in it, but then when you watch it, and you watch deeply, there's something else that you see with her character, and it makes you think, that is why she's the way she is in the film. That is how she's been told to act. And you you understand. You know, you just understand it a bit more, and you're like, ah. So yeah, as soon as I got that idea in mind, I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more. Is it better than the 1953 version? Hell no. The 1953 version, for me, and the Jeff Wayne version, they're the gold standard. This is the silver standard. But it looks fantastic on 4K. And it was so good. really, really good. I'm glad I revisited this after so long. So the next one is one that I actually picked up today, and this is the newest 88 Films release, and it is of Hackers. Now this is one I've not seen, but I do love a good, I suppose you could say, cyberpunk. Is it cyberpunk? I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So Hackers. Now you get a lovely hard box with it, with the original artwork on the back and that lovely bit of foil there, and at the bottom. Now that's the artwork you get on the other side. You get your 2 discs, you get your 4K, and you get your Blu-ray. You get a poster, and you also get art cards as well. There's only 4. I'm not going to go through them because it's not really that kind of video, not an unboxing video anyway. I know I did it with P40 something or other, but yeah, even on this, features include new 4K remaster. It's not a special feature. You know, high definition Blu-ray disc also include. I know it's also included. It says it on the fucking front, and it's got optional English SDH subtitles. That's not a special feature. Old man yells at cloud. But yeah, as I say, I've not seen this. I mean, we have it on Laserdisc, and I never got the chance. I haven't had the chance to watch it. So I thought, you know what, I'll pick this up because I really wanted to. I've been meaning to see this for donkey's years, and yeah, I can't wait to see what it's actually like. So I guess we'll find out. And the last one, this is actually still sealed. This came today. This was a new release today, and apparently it's sold out. So I'm glad I was able to get a copy. Even my nephew got a copy. My eldest nephew, he's been getting right into horror films. He's got the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre on 4K, and I didn't think he would watch it, but he bought it, you know. And he's even bought this, and it is Night of the Living Dead 1990, directed by Tom Savini and released by 21st Century Film Corporation, the company made by Menachem Golan after he split with his cousin Yoram Globus, because they had a big fight or something or other. So he made that film company. This is the steelbook. This is the first time that this has been released over here. I think it's since DVD. It might be since DVD. Yes, is this since DVD? Yeah, I think it might be. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, this has got the theatrical and the uncensored version on it. I don't know what the differences is. I've never seen it. So I wanted to get it because I really wanted to watch it. Really wanted to see what all the fuss was about. But you get a load of bonus features on the Blu-ray disc with like interviews and stuff like that, and you know, commentary, making of featurette, and you know, like a trailer and stuff like that. So it was a no-brainer, and I think this is now, as I say, this is now sold out, which is a shame. But I do love the fact that they've used the original artwork. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. So that's it. That's it for the video. That's your lot. I know it's 40 minutes. I was going to try and condense it down, but I just had a, you know, when it's off the cuff, you just can't help yourself, you know. But anyway, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with another one soon. So until then, thanks very much for watching. Look after yourselves and take care of one another, because that's what we need in this world. You know, fuck everyone else. Just be nice to each other. You know, it doesn't cost anything. So anyway, goodbye for now.